Hello everyone, and this is another Laura matchup video. It's been a while. A couple people have been really wanting Ken, and Ken's a very common character. He's very strong. He's arguably one of the best Shotos in the game right now. So yeah, let's form a game plan to how to beat him. So I think this is a bad matchup for Laura. I think pretty much all Shotos are. It can be really tricky. So it's pretty hard to do, it's pretty hard to do fireballs anywhere because of that heavy DP. It is really good. It'll snipe you out from really far range. So you have to be like right here. And even then it might just trade because of how far he'll go. It has a really good hitbox. You can kind of bait it when you're like in, when you're in VT. Try to like go B skill back, but it's very tricky. Like because it's a really pretty fast DP with like a really good hitbox. You can take away her fireballs in this matchup pretty easily. It's kind of rough. His low forward is also pretty decent at going through. Yeah, going under the fireball. So with the low forward, crouch short, and heavy DP and EX DP, you need to really think about neutral against them, because it can be really difficult. And you like jumping, he has really fantastic anti-airs. It's not advisable, and like if he didn't have like the heavy DP and like the low forward, the fireball game would be in your favor, because this fireball, it did get buffed recently, but it's still pretty like slower compared to the other fireballs. Like it's pretty slow. So like if they throw you do the fireball game, like when you get a bar, like it's very reliable to go through it with EX, any of the EXs. So he can't really play a traditional fireball game usually, but against Laura it can be really tricky, because if you're like, okay, I want to set my fireball up against yours, he can just wait and heavy punch DP through you pretty reliably. So it's pretty tricky. So basically it's going to be more of a button based match against Ken. So like low forward, it's going to be a really common poke. Stand light kick is going to be really good in this matchup. I think stand jab as well. These light buffers are going to actually be pretty important against Ken. You're going to actually need to have your buffers on point against him, especially if you have a bar. Like it becomes super reliable. You can whiff punish with like low forward, or I like punishing stand medium or crouch medium kicks with stand pierce, just because it moves you forward into the hurt box. You can also do crouch heavy punch, is really good if you're quick enough. So like against that button, those are the buttons I would recommend. And then another really common buffer that he'll do is stand medium punch. You can actually do stand medium punch buffers as your own, of your own. So you can like stand outside there and kind of clip his stand medium punch. You can also do it with a crouch medium punch as well, and also stand jab. You can. This is actually a reliable with punish or buffer tool. Is stand jab. It's actually pretty nice. Oops, just have to make sure your jab buffers are on point, because you don't want an EX, a bolt, or something to come out. So yeah, any one of those buttons is good. Because like I wouldn't recommend stand pierce, because he kind of reels back a little bit, because you want to catch the extended hurt box on the medium punch. So I think these counter pokes are really strong against them. So that's pretty good. Low forward isn't bad at all, because you see she kind of shrinks down a little bit and kind of ducks a little bit underneath the stand medium punch, and he kind of goes right into her. So if they're doing a lot of stand medium punch pokes, you can combat that with your crouch medium kick pokes as well. Another obviously common poke is stand heavy kick. It's pretty good against Laura because her 4-frame punishes is fantastic, and there's quite a bit of pushback. So that you have to be kind of deep to punish it. And of course, if you have super though, like if you have super, like, they're not gonna be able to. It's gonna be a reliable punish, so like, that's like gonna be your best punish, honestly. But with all the buffers, like, I feel like I don't always have super in this matchup because of that. I'm using my EX gauge as a buffer tool or going through fireballs. I think throw pressure is really good against Ken. The thing is, Ken has no 3-frame normal. However, they do have 3-frame special moves. So crouch, oh not crouch. That's a recording. Alright, let me have set to set guard recovery. Okay. So light Tatsu and light DP are both 3 frames. So they can use that as their 3-frame attack on wake up or like after like a light bolt. So let's have them recover. It's easier to time out. Okay. Damn, I'm a little rusty on my light bolts, so this might take a while. There we go. See, it'll trade with you. It's a bad trade for you. In terms of like stun. But really it's not too bad. Honestly, because if they're always doing that after your light bolts, then you get a really big punish. So if they're starting to present that option, I think that's a really good win for you. It can be annoying, but then after your light bolts, you just a lot of times you might be like, oh, this might be -1 or -2 anyways. And if they're doing like light DPs or light Tatsus afterwards, you can wait and get a big punishes. Or if they're expecting it, you get pressure off of that. So the throw game against Ken, that's like a saving grace against most of the other Shotos. Like Ryu, Akuma, like Kage, they have 3 frames, Ken does not. So you can bully him a little bit with your throw pressure that way. So it's kind of nice. So that, I think that's a big win. So your strike throw game is a little bit more improved. So that's you always have to be wary about the wake up uppercut, because he does get Oki after his DPs. So if he hits you with a wake up uppercut, he's on top of you and he gets Oki. So playing around and playing it safe is not a terrible idea, because you do get the jump in combo against his DPs. Or if you got it and you're V trigger, you get the nice level 3, level 2 clap. You can do a lot of damage against Ken if they uppercut. So I'm really rusty. But so there's that, obviously. And then there's like I'm gonna go over heavy Tatsus. But some people really don't like fighting Ken because of like the heavy Tatsu thing. Like, you just block it. Like, you can punish it on if it hits weird, or it's -4, and then in V trigger, like it's okay. Like you can heavy bolt it, especially like full screen. Like you can do that. You can anti-air it, or if you just block it and just jab afterwards, or let them. I know a lot of times when they have meter, they'll force this guessing game, but it's not really a big deal because you can just interrupt it. The thing what's scary about like his V trigger, in my opinion, is his fireballs get a lot better. So in V trigger, his fireballs are actually more of a threat, and neutral jumping fireballs can be really dangerous. Oh wait, what's the thing? So we'll do that, and then I think. Okay. So if you neutral jump the fireball, they can actually in certain ranges, like they'll EX Tatsu you, or they can dash forward into DP or stuff like that. I'm not getting the range right because it's hard to do it when I'm trying to just set the dummy to not react to it. So they have less recovery on their fireballs, and their fireballs do knock down. So a lot of times I'll just play really patient and let the V meter go down while I'm just playing it safe and neutral. So I'll just block a lot of those fireballs out when they're in V trigger, because a lot of times in neutral jumping they can follow it and heavy TP you, they can try to step kick you, they can try to EX Tatsu you, and clip you that way, because they do have better fireballs in V trigger. So he becomes really scary in VT when he has more damage, more more just reliability and all this stuff. So a lot of times, like, just forcing them to spend that V reversal is a big win for me, because they do have a really good V reversal. It's not a knockdown one, but that's why a lot of times, like, forcing activation on block and then making them V reversal, not Tatsu, is a viable strategy for me. Because it's hard to, like, throw them out of it. You can super them out of it, but that's about it. But yeah, I think that's not a bad way to try to make them spend their VT. And against Ken, like, against VT2, you just have to be so careful against throwing fireballs at all, especially doing, like, stand heavy punch, set, core, like doing anything into activation. So let's do version select. Yeah, because they're gonna be looking to activate this any way they can, and looking for any gaps to do the Shinryuken. Oh, I think I did it. Oh my god, guard off. Yeah, so they'll be looking to activate it like that, or like you're throwing a fireball like out at this range or something. They're going to look to activate. So that's why when you can actually move in a little bit closer and play a better footsie game, because a lot of times they kind of just freeze and just or they'll fish for a stand roundhouse or something into activation. So that's something to keep aware of what VT they have, so you have a different strategy to approach it. Like I wouldn't throw a lot of fireballs against Ken anyways, but if he has VT2 stacked, I would just not throw any fireballs at all unless I'm doing like true block strings. That's all. I think this matchup is unfortunately pretty simple, like straightforward. You really have to just take your time and try to counter poke and play a slow ground game. Either that or you go ham, but like I said, his uppercuts, like, you can't play a like traditional like Laura where I want to throw like these mid-range fireballs, or like do like I want to do stand fierce and EX fireball for my pressure, that kind of stuff, because like he does have a lot of ways around her to counter her. So that's where your stand light punch, stand light kick buffers, your low forward confirms, like these mid-range buffers are going to become really key, and then you can play a really strong like strike throw game. That's like when you're on offense against Ken, it's good, in my opinion. If like, yeah, the EX uppercut into pressure does suck, which reminds me like when they're like in the corner and they get on top of you. I tech more or backdash more against Ken in that situation more often, because like a back throw will put you right there. So you really have to choose, like, am I gonna risk a button or risk getting back thrown into the corner? It's kind of a tricky situation. Another thing I don't see enough people like challenging their EX fireball. Their EX fireball is only, I don't remember what I put it. Oh shit. Where did I put it? Did I put it at the end? Yeah, it's only +1. So, especially when you're in the corner, like, you just challenge it and trade out. Unless they're being a real dummy and just like, and they're trying to like do a light Tatsu or light DP to get you like catching buttons, and like I guess, but they're taking such a huge risk on a huge read on that, so just kind of let them. That's why I don't V reversal this. I just jab it, unless I'm like at the highest of stun and a jab will stun me. Then yeah, then I'll V reversal it. But I really don't V reversal Ken's pressure too much. I would rather use V-Shift as a kind of a offensive tool, like to knock them down with the fireball pressure. That's really the way I'd use my V-meter defensively against Ken. Is to kind of push the corner that way. The problem with Laura is her V-Shift break isn't that good compared to others, which can be kind of annoying. But yeah, that's the only thing I usually use. I don't really V-reversal much of his pressure. Unless I'm really high stun, you can V-reverse like a stand roundhouse or something, but that's like -4, like, you could offensively use it while they're in the corner. Yeah, I hope it helped a little bit. There's not really like, oh, one trick, well, this one trick you're gonna beat every single Ken. Just play by ear, make sure you play it safe against Ken, because it's a meme that a lot of Ken players play really frantic and offensive and stuff. You just kind of punish the -4 moves when they come, check like the jumps, like if they're always waking up uppercut or doing like Tatsu, just let them. Just let them and punish them and rinse and repeat. Or if you have a true meaty and they have no meter, just do a stand medium punch or stand light kick. Yeah, I would just play it safe. Alright, that's about it. I love you guys. Be safe. Have a wonderful day.